Okay guys, I made myself a smoker for automotive use. Checked for vacuum leaks and fuel system leaks and whatnot. I used baby oil in it, and it was working great. And mine's a little different design than the rest, most people's on here. I have this melting pot. It's a vintage piece I found at the flea market. I forget the brand of it. There it is, Hot Pot. I don't know if you guys can see it. And the element you can see down there, it glows red. And I used an old pressure cooker to build it in, because I figured I wanted something, you know, good and sturdy, and could stand the heat. And I thought, and I wanted a permanent unit. You know, a lot of people using a paint can. It's not really a permanent unit. This, you know, the can's gonna burn up. This will last. So I thought. Anyway, and you can see I wired up an old air mattress pump onto the side of it. I'm sorry, there's a lot of shadows out here, so I can't really see that good. But anyway, I wired it up, and I wired up a dimmer switch, a dimmer light switch to control the speed of the blower. And then I have the on and off switches for the heat and the fan. This thing worked awesome. I mean, it put out as much smoke as any I've seen. And about a week ago, I found this bottle of fog solution for a couple dollars at the flea market. So I thought, well, I'll try that. I hadn't tried the fog solution. Maybe it'll make even more smoke. Well, I put it in the pot, and the way I got this pot designed, as you can see right here, this cap right here, I twist it off, and I have a pipe run down right over top of this hot pot. So you just pour it into the pipe. You don't have to take the lid off the pressure pot. You just pour it into that pipe, and it goes straight into the pot. Well, like I said, I poured some of the fog solution in, a good bit of it, and I'm sitting here, got it on. It's just pouring smoke. I mean, and I just sat here and let it run for a while, sitting on the tailgate of my truck. All of a sudden, a horrible explosion. You can see the crack, and that's not from pressure buildup. That's an explosion that caused the pressure, not pressure causing an explosion. Because I just had a rubber hose pushed on here, going to the blower. So there's no way that hose would have held much pressure. It was pushed right off. Also, the hose that feeds the smoke right here just pushed on. So it wasn't a pressure causing an explosion. It was an explosion causing the pressure, which, anyway, I'm sitting here right beside of it. It explodes, and I'm kind of stunned, and I look over and I don't see the lid. The thing's open, and I'm like, where's my lid? Well, just as soon as I had that thought, it lands over about 12 feet away beside of a car. It hits the ground. I hear it hit the ground. I found the hose that fed the air from the blower to the lid. I found it off in front of my pickup. So anyway, at first I thought, well, so much baby oil condensed inside of it and maybe caused, you know, an explosion. But I'm reading the back of the label on the fog solution, and it contains glycerin, which after I googled, says if preheated and conditions are right, it becomes flammable. So I poured some glycerin into the pot and turned the pot back on, with the lid off, of course, this time. And sure enough, it flamed. It flamed pretty well. So, guys, be careful when you're making these smokers. If I had been just a second earlier, I was leaning over the pot. If it had blown just a second earlier, it would have took my head off. Yeah. I'm just glad that it didn't catch me, for one, or any of the vehicles sitting around it, and missed them all and hit the ground. So, thank goodness there. All right, guys. Thank you.